Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to continue our lectures. Today we are going to talk about something which is related to supply and demand to the business. Also today we are going to discuss a text and to answer its question, multiple choice questions, as we did in the last two lectures. Let's start now. Supply and demand. Okay, supply and demand. When we talk about business and we talk about economics, الاقتصاد والعمل, we have to talk about supply and demand. Okay, all the time when we hear the word supply, we have to hear the word demand. Okay, they come together. Okay, look here. In the business world, it's common to hear and see references to supply and demand. As I told you, yeah, okay. In the business world, it's common to hear and see references to supply and and demand. These two words are very, very important. With that said, few individuals possess a thorough understanding of the idea and its wide-ranging impact on markets. Sometimes we have high supply and high demand. Sometimes we have high supply, less demand, etc. Okay, look here, and its wide-ranging impact on markets, prices, and consumers. Okay, دائما السبلاي والديماند لهم تأثير على ايش؟ على البرايسز، على الأسعار، وعلى ايش؟ المستهلكين. In short, supply and demand refers to the force of consumers or how much customers want or need to buy something in relation to the available supply. Or how much of something companies are able to sell. Okay, generally speaking, high demand, look here, this is important in business world, في عالم البزنس. Okay, high demand results in limited supply and increased prices. Okay, generally speaking, نحدث بشكل عام, high demand results in limited supply and increased prices, and low demand, look here to continue, and low demand results in an ample supply and decreased prices. Okay, again, generally speaking, high demand results in limited supply. لما بكون هناك طلب كثير بكون السوق، البضاعة في السوق بتكون شحيحة شوي، and الأسعار شو بتصير؟ في الأسعار بتزيد. low demand الطلب قليل، الريزلتس بكون إن بضاعة في السوق كثير، السعر تبعها إيش؟ بقل. Okay. The later phenomena, الظاهرة الأخيرة, the correlation between supply and demand, علاقة الارتباط بين supply and demand and the prices والأسعار. Okay, يعني there is a correlation, ارتباط between supply, demand, and the prices. Might sound confusing at first, but it's actually rather simple. When there isn't enough something available for sale to satisfy demand, or so that everyone who wants this something can simply purchase it, manufacturers or businesses that produce a product or products charge more. They are able to do so because they aren't faced with competition, as whatever they are selling in demand and presumably not offered by many other businesses, and customers are willing to pay more to secure said product. Inversely, if something is available in abundance, يعني متوفر شيء متوفر بكميات كبيرة, companies will have to contend with competition راح تكون منافسة كبيرة بالسوق. Or actions taken by a company that are designed to improve its market standing, sales, and ultimately profits. An example will make the concept of supply and demand entirely clear. Imagine that a company creates a fantastic video game system that many customers want to buy. Demand will build both naturally, and as the product isn't available to buy, this marketing technique is utilized by many companies today. Not being able to purchase something seems to create consumer buzz. And if the supply doesn't increase, okay, to give every willing customer a system price will rise. In other words, if customers have no other way to buy the system than through its manufacturer and are having a hard time finding the system to buy, they will be willing to pay more to buy it. Okay, يعني لما بيجينا عندنا العرض بالسوق كميات كبيرة، الأسعار شو بتعمل؟ بتقل. لما بيكون عندنا العرض شحيح بيكون الطلب عليه كثير، فبالتالي الأسعار إيش؟ بتزيد. Okay, let's continue. On the other side of the coin, نعتبر إنه the supply with demand كأنهم two faces for the same coin. A product that not properly is widely accessible and can be sold by any company. Pasta, for instance, will be manufactured, marketed, and sold by a number of businesses. One company might sell a box of pasta for $10. Another company could respond to this price by selling their own pasta for $6, and another company could sell their pasta for $4, and so on and so forth, until the price has been driven down to a very affordable rate. Demand won't be particularly high in this scenario, as there will be plenty of product at hand to go around. Moreover, demand comes before competition. If demand is relatively low because a supply is high, prices will fall, and some degree of competition will occur. Okay, يعني what effect supply and demand? Competition in the market. Competition المنافسة بالسوق. Look here, let's come to answer that question. طيب, what is supply and demand? What is supply and demand? شو المقصود في supply and demand? Okay, what is supply and what is supply and demand? Okay, what is supply and demand? The amount of something that's available to purchase, or how much consumers are willing to pay for a product, or the maximum possible price for a product, or the force of consumers in relation to the available supply. Which one is the correct answer? What is supply and demand? شوف المقصود ايش في supply and demand. Okay, the amount of something that's available to purchase, how much consumers are willing to pay for the product, the maximum possible price for a product, what are the force of consumers in relation to the available supply. Yes, this is the correct answer. D is the correct answer. But let's come to question number 2. What prices do high and low demands? What prices do high and low demands create, generally speaking? Okay, what prices do شو بصير الأسعار do high and low demands create. لما يكون في عندنا ايش high and low demands، ارتفاع وانخفاض ايش بالطلب. شو بينتج عن ذلك؟ high demand creates low price ولا low demand create high price ولا high demand create high price and low demand creates low price ولا both demand types create low price? Which one is correct? It's what? It's what? It's C. The correct answer is C. طيب. If a company produced a small quantity of an in-demand product, what would happen to the price? شركة تنتج كمية قليلة من منتج عليه طلب. They, okay, what would happen to price؟ شو راح يحصل لإيش؟ للأسعار. They would rise، الأسعار راح ترتفع. They would fall، الأسعار راح تنخفض. They would stay the same، تبقى نفس الشيء. None of the above. Of course, what happens to the price؟ إذا شيء عليه طلب وفي كمية قليلة منه في السوق أكيد راح تكون إيش عندنا؟ They would what? Rise. Okay. Number 3 is number 4. Companies sometimes limit their supplies to، يعني بتحد من إيش؟ المنتجات بتنزلها على السوق. ليش؟ decrease demand، increase prices، ولا increase demand and lower prices، ولا decrease demand and lower as prices. Companies sometimes limit their supplies، يعني السوق عليه طلب كثير على منتج. الشركات شو بتعمل أحيانا؟ بتقلل النسبة اللي بتطرحها بالسوق. ليش؟ for what? For increasing what? for increasing what? The prices. مشان ترفع إيش؟ الأسعار. طيب. Let's move to the next. To question number 5. What is commonly associated with low demand and low prices؟ شو إشي مشترك بين اللو demand واللو prices؟ الطلب المنخفض والأسعار إيش؟ المنخفضة. Proprietary products، ample competition، ولا items that can be crafted by many companies، ولا 2 and 3 اللي هي مقصود فيها إيش؟ B and C هن. B and C. It's what? It's what? It's D. It's D. This is the correct answer. ودي شو بصير عنا اللي هي مقصود فيها B and C. هذول هم شايفينهم. Ample competition items that can be crafted by what is many competition. Okay, this is the text. Is about what? It's about supply and demand. It's about what? It's about supply and demand. Okay. Now I'm going to stop the share and I would like to share something else with you. بدي أشارك معكم شيء آخر. Okay. Just 1 minute.